Big Z Reviews. Drive Away Dolls is a new film directed and written by Ethan Coen, not the Coen brothers, and it is pretty bad. I did not like this film.
We just want to locate your friends.
Who are you, jackass?
That's when doing the curse like that.
We gotta call the cops.
Cool your jets. Here's what we do. Sell it back, shake them down.
That is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm a cop.
Save the sanctimony and hand over the million smackers.
So I thought it was kind of funny that a lot of the marketing for this film is advertising it as like from the Coen brothers. But this is not a Coen brothers film. This is an Ethan Coen film. And it is not as good as any of the Coen brothers films. I know I heard that they haven't done a movie in a while. I heard there was rumors that they might do a horror film together sometime coming up. But I mean, this film, I wanted to like it going into it, but there's so much about it that is just weird and off-putting. Because this is a film about two lesbians going on a road trip and having shenanigans. But it's about lesbians, and it's written by a male director and writer, and it has this weird thing that I've noticed where these men, like, it's kind of like, what am I doing talking about it? Because I'm a white cis heterosexual male, but at the same time, it's weird that this isn't from a female director. This is, I think he's straight. I'm not sure, but I might be wrong. I don't know his sexual orientation, but it's from a man, and he is writing about a woman, female lesbians in 1999. And it doesn't matter that's 1999. It has no impact on the film except for one joke about Y2K. And it never feels like 1999. It feels like timeless, but the only rich people have flip cell phones. So, like, it feels more like the 2010s because, and it's weird that, like, you would think that, two gay women are going on a road trip from Philadelphia to Florida. You think that they're going to face some prejudice, and they don't. There is zero prejudice. And I feel like in the 90s, they would have had more prejudice. But, like, there's this weird thing where I've noticed that when male creators are doing a female lesbian, and they're very aggressive, they're very sexually masculine, in that they cheat on their significant other, they have sex with multiple women at any time they want, and they're like, they feel like the male insert character. Like the director said, if I was born a woman, I'd be a lesbian, and I'd be fucking a new woman every night. Like, there's something really weird about that. But it's like, I am, like, all I know about lesbians are, like, from female comedians, and I have a pair of gay aunts that are honestly some of the nicest people that I know. And they're just regular people, but they've been together for, like, over 2 decades, and they got married, like, around a decade ago, whenever when gay marriage was legalized in Pennsylvania. And they're just great people. And it's kind of sad, though, because, like, the whole my dad's side of the family, they're all Catholic. And they, of course, couldn't, like, previously, like, they would still go to Catholic church, but they couldn't get communion because they were living a gay lifestyle. And when they got married, they couldn't have it at a Catholic church. They had to do it, like, on a Protestant church. And but it was a beautiful ceremony, and they went from the ceremony to the reception. They had like a horse carriage that went through the city with them on it. It was beautiful, but it was sad because my one uncle refused to come to the ceremony because he didn't recognize their marriage. but he came to the reception to have dinner. You know, that's how kind of fucked up the world can be. And it's so weird that they don't have any, there's no conflict with that the fact that they're gay. Like, it doesn't really make much sense. And, like, I am going to spoil stuff because I have to talk about some really weird stuff that this film does. Because the whole idea is that they do this drive-away service, but they want to go to Florida, but they need a car down there, so they take a car and go to Tallahassee. But then it so happens that where they're going, they also have these goons are sending this briefcase and Pedro Pascal's head in the dry ice bucket, and so they have these goons going after him the whole film. And you know, honestly, one of the biggest problems for this film is Margaret Qualley as Jamie. And look, she is gorgeous, and she seems like a pretty good actress, but the choices they made for her accent is almost unbearable. Like, she has one of the worst accents I've heard in a film in a while, and it's impossible to place. Like, they're living in Philadelphia, but, like, she's supposed to be, like, from Texas. But, like, she talks, like, a mile a minute in this stupid accent. She never stops talking in this stupid accent, and it's annoying. But, I mean, I really like Geraldine Viswanathan. Like, she's been in some other comedies. She's really funny. And she plays the more normal lesbian. Like, she's not one to bang another woman every night. But, like, they're, like, friends, and they go on this road trip together. After Beanie Feldstein, Suki, is Margaret Qualley's girlfriend, and he finds out that she's banging another woman in her bed and cheating on her. And she kicks her out. That's why they want to go to Florida. And it's just the weirdest thing. The MacGuffin for this film is this briefcase, and they're doing the whole Pulp Fiction thing when they open it and like the lights go on. But like, this is a spoiler for the film, but it's a box of dicks. That's all it is. It's a box of dicks, and it's the goofiest thing is it's not funny dicks. There's one funny dick in the dick box. Like, the rest of the dicks are like perfect. But there's one funny dick that's like over a foot long and like the size of the width of my finger. You know, it's like, there's one funny dick, but the rest are just like perfectly nice dicks. Like different cuts and different colors, but like the whole idea that they're rich people's and they're important people's dicks, that Miley Cyrus as a hippie has sex with these men and cast their dicks, and this Pedro Pascal is a dick collector, and these goons caught him and chopped off his head and sent it. And that's just the weirdest thing is that they really do the killer gaze cliche. And multiple times through the film, like, Pedro Pascal, as a dick collector, he's probably homosexual in this film. And that's how the movie starts out. But the thing is, they have this whole thing that, like, this Florida senator played by Matt Damon is one of the dicks. And, like, the whole thing is that he is, and, having these goons hunt, do this stuff. But, like, why would he care? Like, this is obviously 1999 is different. But this film was made in a post-Trump world, where he proudly raw-dogged Stormy Daniels, and Stormy Daniels wrote a book about his weird mushroom penis. Like, people don't care about, Donald Trump is a rapist, and he's still going to be in the Republican nominee for president. So, they don't care, especially if Matt Damon had sex with Miley Cyrus, and his cat is a cast of his dick, which is a perfect dick, so perfect that these two lesbians, they want to make their own copies of the schlong to use on each other. Like, that's how perfect his dick is. So why would he care? Why would he, pay $1 million to these girls for the box of dicks, and he'd have these three goons and the chief, these two goons and the chief going across the country killing people for this. I honestly think that the original story was that he had sex with Pedro Pascal. You know, that would make more sense. If he was gay, then the Republicans wouldn't touch him with a 12-foot long pole. You know, but like the fact that he had sex with Miley Cyrus, I don't think they're going to care. Especially because if it's a hippie, and this is in 1999, and that would be like 20 years ago, probably before he was married. Because in the billboard they have, he has like 10-year-old daughters or something. He has a young family. So it would be before he was married. So like, it doesn't work. And the other thing too is also again spoiler for the film, but like the goons are probably one of the few funny parts of the film, although they're a little over the top. But at a certain point, like you see like they capture the girls, and then they start arguing, and it's about how apparently when they were having trouble like staying awake driving at night, they decided to have gay sex with each other. And he's upset that he brings it up, and he murders his partner, and then murders the chief. So again, they're doing the killer gays cliche, and it doesn't even make any sense. He goes to shoot the girls without bullets, and then he just runs away, and you never see from him again. And it's just odd. There's also a lot of weird underage stuff. Again, like Ethan Coen, I don't know what he was doing writing this. Because like there's like a throwaway comment from Margaret Qualley where she's like, "Oh, you're gonna be like my high school guidance counselor who I convinced to have sex with me, and she loved it. It was amazing. I had really inappropriate sex with my guidance counselor, and it probably would have screwed me up, but because this is written by a douchebag man, it was actually really cool, and I had a really good experience. Yes, it was a pedophile, and yes, it was really inappropriate, but it was great." And then also, Geraldine Viswanathan and her Marion, you have these two flashbacks of her when she's like 10 years old, and like she's spying on her hot housewife neighbor that sunbathes and swims in the nude. And the first scene is just like, okay, that's like your sexual awakening, even like at 10 or 12, that you notice that, oh, I like girls. And she's just like jumping on a trampoline and looking over the fence. And that would be okay, you know, that's it. Then they had another scene where it's like the old Revenge of the Nerds, or those really bad films when the douchebags spy on the girls' dressing rooms and showers by drilling a hole through the wall. Like you literally see her doing a hand drill and drilling a peephole into the fence so she can stare at her naked housewife neighbor as a child. And it's weird. Especially, like, I feel like if they would have gone away with it, there would have been another scene when she had sex with her hot neighbor that had, like, a husband with a beer gut asking when dinner was going to be ready. Like, it's very odd. And the whole film, like, it's really not that funny, not that interesting. And again, like, it's so, like, wait, I forgot. There's more oddly inappropriate relationships between all the women. But at some point, they find, like, a women's sports team. And I think they say it was college, but they all look really young. They look high school age. You know, maybe seniors. But, like, and then they have, like, an orgy with them. And, like, where they pass around each other, and the coach blows a whistle. The coach is also participating in the orgy with these two 30-year-old women and with these girls that are max 18. And it's weird. It's odd. Like, I don't know why. And it's the way they do it, it's definitely from the male gaze. Like, it feels like you're watching the intro to a lesbian pornography filmed and directed by a man. You know, at a target audience of men. You know, it's so weird. And then too, the very end of the film, you know, this is called Drive Away Dolls. Like, once the credits roll, the name of the film is Drive Away Dykes. And it's like, I feel weird saying that because I think the D word is like the worst slur you can say about a lesbian. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know if they reclaimed it, but I feel like that's not a word that is, it's a really bad slur, I think. And it's weird to call it that as, even though, like, the official title is that, they say the title is the other word at the end, and again, this is written and directed by a man. And it's very weird. And it's so pretentious too, so much of the writing and the dialogue. And again, like, you think that they're gonna have like something's gonna happen about them being gay. But there isn't. Everyone is very accepting of it. And like they go to like hey, do you know where the lesbian bar in your town is? And you kind of get a weird look, but they're like, oh yeah, they go to that bar, so the guy must have said, oh yeah, the bar's there. And there's other hotel when they're in Florida. So is this hotel lesbian friendly? And it's like, I guess so. Like, well, do you accept the rainbow card? And it's like, well, yeah, it's a MasterCard. Yeah, we accept that. Like, well, a certain percentage of every purchase goes to LGBT youth. So you have a problem with that? And they're like, no. And then even like they leave the perfect Senator Dick in the bed, and like the maid finds it, and you think that's going to be a big, like, something's going to happen from it. But they literally just clean it and they put a little bow on it, put it in the sink. Like, they're so accepting of them. Like, where is the conflict? Like, where is the conflict in this movie? It's so strange. And it was really bad. Like, I was surprised at how bad this was. I would not recommend it. I'd probably give like a 4 or 5 out of 10. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.